And welcome into the Doug Russell Podcast on YouTube. We've got a full show for you that is available for free download right now, anywhere you get your podcasts, whether it is Apple Podcasts or Google, Alexa, iTunes, Spotify, you name it, TuneIn Radio. It's there as well. So we'd love you for going and not only downloading it, but also if you want to give us a 5-star rating, that would be helpful. They say that it helps. So the Packers beat up on the San Francisco 49ers last night at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The final score 34-17. Don't worry about the 14 points that the 49ers scored in the fourth quarter. That was just garbage time, and it wasn't indicative of how well the Packers played. Now, the flip side to that is, who exactly did they play? This was not the same team that beat them into submission and manhandled them twice last year. My favorite statistic from the game was that not one single player, not one, that even touched the ball on offense from the championship game that was played in January was on the field on Thursday night. Jimmy Garoppolo, injured, lost for most of the rest of the season. It looks like George Kittle is going to be out for the rest of the season. He's out for at least 8 weeks. If the 49ers are in a position to get to the playoffs, he might come back, but the way that their season is going, I don't know why you would do that if you're Kyle Shanahan. No Raheem Mostert on the field last night. On defense, no Dee Ford, no Nick Bosa. No Richard Sherman. This was not the same 49ers team that beat up on the Packers a couple of times a year ago. On the Packers side of the ball, though, they still have some problems on the offensive line dealing with injuries. David Bakhtiari still out. Rick Wagner was hurt in the Thursday night game as well. But credit the guys that were able to stay in the game. Guys like Elton Jenkins, who has been marvelous, just going all over that line and really solidifying different positions at different times. That's an amazing feat that he's been able to do. So the guys that were left on the offensive line, they only gave up 1 sack to Aaron Rodgers, and it was the last play of the first half. So I thought they did a really, really good job last night. Also, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, he only had 2 catches. They were both for touchdowns. He did have the drop early in the game, but I thought that it was great that Aaron Rodgers kept going back to him, because if the Packers have designs on a deep playoff run in 2020, going into January of 2021, they're going to need all of their guys to be able to contribute. And MVS has had his ups and downs, that's for sure. But I thought it was great that he used his speed and was able to catch that first touchdown pass, and was also effective catching that second touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers as well. Davante Adams, what can you say about him? After the game, he said he thinks that he is the best wide receiver in the NFL. It's hard to argue with him right now. DeAndre Hopkins has the most receptions and I think he leads Davante by 4 receptions. Also, 27 more yards going into the weekend. Hopkins has over Davante Adams. Don't forget, though, Davante Adams missed more than 2 games because of a hamstring injury. So he may be the best wide receiver in the NFL. I'm certainly not going to argue with him. He's certainly worked hard for that. Up next for the Packers, the horrific Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe the worst team in, well, the Jets still exist, so maybe the second worst team in the NFL. But the Jaguars, they've been manhandled by just about everybody that they've played, including really terrible teams. Their opponent this weekend is the Houston Texans, also 1-6, but that one win for the Texans came against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's who the Packers have next, but they also get to wait a while before they have to take on the Jaguars. Jordan Love, Chris Barnes, they're both out because of COVID protocol as well. Hopefully they get better and will not have any adverse effects from this terrible virus that has affected so many around not only America, but the world as well. All right, that'll do it. No Badgers game on Saturday because they're going through COVID issues as well. They'll play Michigan, hopefully, fingers crossed, coming up a week from Saturday. I'll be back on Monday with another edition of the Doug Russell Podcast. Hope to see you then.